Hi, welcome to Baldwins. We're here at 399 The Strand. I'm Neil Paisley, Managing Director.
And I'm Dominic Chorney, Ancient Coin Specialist.
Today we're going to talk about our upcoming sale on October the 6th, auction number 103. We wanted to discuss a few highlights with you. Dominic selected 4 ancients, I've selected 4 British coins.
I've picked 4 coins, 2 Greek, 1 Roman and 1 Celtic coin. The Celtic coin was found here in Britain. It's been declared with the Celtic Coin Index and it's absolutely beautiful. It's made of a very reddish gold, and on the obverse we can see a very stylized horse. Above we've got a solar wheel and underneath we've got a regular wheel. Now these Celtic coins were all inspired by Greek originals, and by the time they made it all the way over to Britain, the designs had changed. So by the 1st century BC, the designs are basically just made up of lines and dots and swirly-whirly bits. Here we have a gold stater of Lysimicus. He was one of Alexander the Great's generals. When Alexander the Great died, his empire was split up amongst his generals, and Thrace, which is modern-day Bulgaria, went to Lysimicus. Lysimicus's coins have a portrait of Alexander the Great on them. It's the first portrait of Alexander that we see on coinage. The coins issued during his lifetime are debatable as to whether or not they actually feature his face. But this is a portrait of Alexander wearing the horn of Ammon. Next we have a really nice and very rare silver tetradrachm from Kyrene, which is in North Africa. And on the obverse we can see the silphium plant. It's unique to the coins of Kyrene and Barca, and it was a wonder plant really. It's extinct now. It was driven to extinction through overuse and grazing, but it served all kinds of purposes. It was an aphrodisiac, it was birth control, and it may be where we get the love heart symbol from, because its seeds did resemble that sort of design. If we flip the coin over, we can see a portrait of Zeus, and he's got the horn of Ammon as well, a little bit like Alexander does on this coin of Lysimachus. And finally, we have a gold Aureus of the Emperor Nero. It was minted right at the end of his reign, and his face is really, really fat. He put on a lot of weight during his hedonistic rule. On the obverse, we can see his very obese portrait. And on the other side, quite ironically, we have the personification of good health, Salus. Now, Neil, you've got a few coins in slabs.
So my British coins that I've selected, they're all quite different. 3 slabbed coins, 2 are proof, 1 is currency, and then I have a raw hammered gold coin. Moving to the slabs first, the first coin I'd like to highlight is an 1847 Gothic proof crown. The Gothics have always been regarded as one of the most beautiful coins ever made. This one in particular is exceptionally high grade. It's been designated a proof 65 cameo. Cameo is the surfaces, the mirrored surfaces. This coin has a light golden tone. The fields, they're really proof-like, mirrored, and that creates the cameo effect with the luster, etc. The design's all frosted, and this really is one of the finest known Gothic crowns. They only minted Gothic crowns in 2 years, which was 1853 and 1847. In 1847, they also do a plain edge. And the reason that they minted Gothic crowns, it was to introduce the Gothic style bust before the florins in 1851 were released to the public, and they wanted to gauge the public's reaction, which interestingly brings me on to the next proof coin, which is an 1851 Gothic florin. The Gothic florin started in 1851, but only a proof version was issued of that year in 1851, and it's exceptionally rare. R5, I think, in bull, which means only 10 known, but I've only seen 3 or 4 ever change hands, so actually rarer than 10. This is one of the finest graded as a proof 64 and delightfully toned, as I'm sure you'll agree.
It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's got a kind of dark bluish tone, and proof 64, not quite as high grade as the crown, but far rarer.
Far rarer, which is why you wouldn't expect to have such a high grade, because there's less of them.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that is a stunning piece. My third coin I'm going to talk about is an 1882 penny. Ordinarily, you'd think, what's special about this?
It just looks like an ordinary penny, doesn't it? I mean, that's what I thought when it came over the counter a few weeks ago.
Yeah. What's to look out for on this particular coin is there's no H. And you have to be particularly careful because these H's can often be removed very skillfully so that it looks like an ordinary 1882 no H. But you can tell by aligning the dies, and there's certain aspects to look for with the milling, etc. So this has been certified, and I've checked it, it's most definitely a no H penny. The reason for the minting pennies, farthings, halfpennies in the Heaton Birmingham Mint is during the Great Recoinage of 1860, the London Mint was struggling to mint enough bronze coins, so they enlisted the help of various mints, including the Heaton Mint. And at various stages during this time, they used Heaton Mint, and one particular time was between 1874 and 1882. Ordinarily, they're relatively common, the London Mint pennies that were minted at the same time as Heaton Mints, but 1882, for some reason, the London Mint did not mint many at all, and they're exceptionally rare to have a no H, to be minted from the London Mint.
Is that one of the rarest pennies of Victoria?
Absolutely, absolutely. They're rare even in low grade, and you see more of them in low grade, but high grade, it's just exceptional. So one in 2019, in only very fine condition, the reverse was a bit better, actually realised just over £9,000 all in.
What have you put on this? What estimate is this in the catalogue?
Well, there's only one other known in this grade, MS64, which sold, I believe, in 2014. At the time, that realised just over 15,000 all in. Prices have moved on with pennies since then, as the VF conditions suggest. So we've got an estimate of 16 to 20,000 with this, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does sell for 20,000 or more all in. So it's a very special coin, this, and there'll be many penny collectors seeking it. Lastly, I have a triple unite of Charles I. No auction will be complete without one of these. And this is a 1643 with the fine style bust, the taller, thinner bust, and it is better than usual. I mean, condition-wise, certainly it's on its way to extremely fine. Have a look.
Wow, no, it's spectacular, isn't it?
It is, it's well struck, it's lustrous, spectacular coin. It was struck at the Oxford Mint during the Civil War, the first English Civil War from 1642 to 1646.
Yeah, and we can see it's got the declaration on the back, the declaration made at Wellington, and that appears on all sorts of other coins from the Civil War period, but it takes pride of place on this particular triple unite. It's amazing.
It's the largest English hammered gold coin ever struck, with a value of 60 shillings or £3. And it was believed Charles I had them made to give as gifts, to bribe or cement relations to those he wanted on his side. A lot of history with that coin, very popular, and this is just such an exceptional example. It's sure to do well. The estimate on it is 55 to £65,000, but other triple unites in this condition have approached nearer the 100,000 mark, so a very good coin.
So that rounds up the highlights for the October sale. Remember, it's on the 6th of October, and it looks like we're going to have over 600 lots, so it's going to be a really impressive catalogue. And Neil, of course, you're looking forward to it because you'll be holding the gavel.
If you're lucky, I'll be holding the gavel, but yes, I could be doing a guest appearance on the auction rostrum, so that's something to look forward to, or to have a laugh at. So we look forward to seeing you there, and we do hope you enjoy bidding.